Hey everybody, I'm Sergio Solis.
And I'm Milario.
And this is Our Opinion.
And today we're going to be talking about The Magnificent Seven, starring Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Byung-hun Lee.
Yeah, and it also starts, and excuse me for my mispronunciation of most of these names, Martin Sensmeier, I don't think I got that right, Harley Bennett, Peter Sarsgaard, and Luke Grimes. This is dyslexia at its best, by the way. Now, before we get started, we just want to give you our quick opinion whether you should go see this movie at the theater or just wait until it comes out on DVD. Now, in my opinion, I feel like you should go see it at the theater. It's a good time. It's slow moving at the beginning, but I think it's a good enough time for you to waste your money and go see it at the theaters. What about you? That's the way I feel.
I agree. I'm going to echo a lot of what you said. I do believe you should go see it in the movie theater. It was a lot of fun. The chemistry between the characters is just great. Specifically, Chris Pratt and I think his name is Manuel Garcia.
The Mexican, because that's what he calls him.
Yeah, the Mexican. Their chemistry is fantastic. Probably my favorite part of the whole movie.
It's just the whole chemistry was really good. I like the score of the movie. I did like the way the movie flowed around. It starts a little weak, and it kind of starts to build up towards the end, and it has this very grand finale, great big scene, I think.
Yeah, and it was shot beautifully too. That was one of the things I was noticing as the movie was there's just these specific shots that just look gorgeous when the army's coming in. This one scene of a close up of Denzel Washington's character and the main villain, which is Peter.
Yeah, I think it's Peter. I can't really remember the names of the characters. I'm not really good at that. But and I also did like some of the shots are so beautiful. Like there's this shot of Denzel Washington looking into the village, and you can see the sunsets. And they had these big white shots.
That's the same scene where it kind of focuses away from. It starts off focusing in the back and then focusing on his face and kind of disturbing the background. Yeah, that was a beautiful shot.
So obviously we love the symmetry. You know, cinematography. Cinematography. What did you think about the music?
I thought the music was good. It didn't take me out of the film.
I do have one issue, and by now you should know that we're gonna get into maybe some spoilers. There's this scene where it's right after Denzel Washington's character meets Chris Pratt, and they go out along with the two other main characters that come for them for help. And as they're riding off, the music that they chose was so uplifting and kind of like happy, Western from like the back in the 40s. But the thing is that it's only that portion of the movie. The rest of it has this very well done, crafted music that kind of went with the mood of the movie. I felt that one portion.
It helps the tension, or it helps downgrade the tension.
It really helped. Yeah, it really helped the mood of the movie. And I felt like that one scene just did not fit with that one scene with that music behind it. Just did not go with it. I just did not like it. It really just threw me off for a second. I was almost found myself kind of laughing at it.
But I mean, there were some minor things with the characters I didn't really like about. Certain things that the characters were wearing took me out of it. Like, why are you dressing like that? Doesn't make any sense for the.
Is that you talking about the girl with the cleavage?
Yes, I didn't want to say it. Yes, the film also did a really good job of giving me a backstory for each character. Chris Pratt's character maybe is one of the ones that they didn't really go into too much, but as the movie goes on, you learn more about Ethan Hawke's character. Why he is the way he is. Denzel Washington's character, you learn a lot about him at the very end. At the very end,
they really they pretty much go full circle. But I don't don't agree with you that they give a lot of character development for the rest of the characters. Other than Ethan Hawke's, because like you said, Chris Pratt doesn't get much backstory. Neither does
But the guy that plays
the big guy.
The tracker.
The tracker, him, the Native American, the Mexican, and
they give him a size amount because for that many people you're not gonna give him a full 30 minutes.
No, but I felt like you could have taken one of the big issues for me was the middle of the movie. I feel like the middle of the movie was a little too stretched out.
For me, it was the beginning.
But I meant you could have taken some of the time that they took in the middle to kind of show this montage of them learn, the seven teaching the townsmen how to shoot and how to do traps and pretty much trying to get them prepared for this battle they're gonna go into. You could have shortened it down and then added that time to the beginning to kind of show. Because one of the problems I also had was the fact that they meet all the 7 kind of agree to it way too quickly, especially the Native American. I feel like his scene was quick.
Yeah,
all of a sudden he was just in it. I'm like, okay, I'm good. You know, they do something to kind of
which represents
that he's with them, but it was just too quick. And I felt like if you would have taken some of the scenes and cut those short and added in the beginning, you could have flushed it out and stretched it out.
I feel the same way about the tracker though, because he leaves and then he just comes back out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. Most like after that, it was just like,
but it's
guy after guy after guy just come together.
It's mainly them two, because the rest of them makes sense the way they found them.
Well, Chris Pratt makes sense because it's in the beginning and he's the first one he meets. But
Emmanuel Garcia, he tracks him. He's been hunting him.
And Ethan Hawke is an old buddy of his.
But
I feel like the people that I would have loved to see, I would have loved to know a little more about Chris Pratt's character, a little more. He got really angry that they touched his guns. I mean, he kind of does a little playful thing, but he does get really angry about that. And I would like to know why. Why is he so particular about those guns?
I would love to know maybe in a sequel. Unfortunately, spoilers. You're never really gonna know more about his character.
Yeah,
like more than half of the characters end up dying at the end.
That's a big.
Which for me is great. It adds weight to the risk that they were taking.
It does. Some of them need to die, because if they didn't die, it would have just been like, well, there was no risk to it, and the movie would have just fallen flat, and it wouldn't have worked. So some of them did have to die. It's basically a war, and in war there's casualties. So I figured, yes, some of them aren't gonna make it out of the fight alive. But I felt those are that's some of my negatives. The beginning of it felt like she needs to be a little more fleshed out and a little more work into getting the group together. The middle of it, I felt like it was fine. I just felt that you could have taken some of that montage, shorten it down a little bit, add it to the beginning to flush it out. The ending, though, I felt like the ending it was well.
The ending was great.
I love the ending. I liked the way they ended it. It was very grand and a big battle that just kept delivering on the action and the action, and just overall just really brought the whole story together. And Denzel has a very big part at the end.
Intense scene with the main villain of the whole thing. Because like I said, you don't learn a lot until the very end of the movie about his character, about his family, about what happened in his past life, but specifically why he has this vengeance towards him, which you can see in the beginning a little bit, but you slowly get to find out more as the movie goes on.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna score it out, but for me, I'm giving this roughly between, I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. I feel like it had a good story. It had good cinematography. It had great pacing. Even in the beginning, where I felt that the characters met too quickly, the pacing it was still pretty well done through the whole movie. Pacing was still pretty good, and the action was good. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 for me.
I'm gonna give it like a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10, because I really had a lot of fun with it. The chemistry between all the characters was just fun. Specifically, when there was no action, is probably when I was laughing the most, and just because the chemistry between them, the back and forth between the Mexican and Chris Pratt's characters.
That was the best part. That chemistry was really good. I also there was a scene at the end. Was it at the end? No. It was roughly in the middle when the 7 get into the town, and the main villain, the main antagonist, he has some people in the village still kind of taking care of everything, and there's like this standoff, and it's all them just giving each other that old school Western when they just focus on the eyes and they focus on them just glaring at each other. That was a great moment. I think he did really well, and once again that score, other than that one part, the score really helped kind of build the tension in that scene. So to me, that's the reason I'm giving it a 7, because I don't see that many westerns. I I've never really seen westerns. The only westerns I've seen was the last time was The Hateful Eight and
the Django.
Yeah, and I gotta say I want to see Denzel Washington in a Quentin Tarantino movie with a western, man, because I feel like he does westerns really good, and I feel like Denzel Washington.
But I've seen enough westerns from Quentin Tarantino.
He's only done one. Oh no, he's done 2. Django. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I've only seen. There you go. I've only seen Django. I've only seen Django and Hateful Eight and this one, so I don't have many references for westerns. But as a fan of films, I love this movie, and I thought it was a great time in the theater, and I think you'll have a great time too if you went to see it.
I agree with him 100%. And you can follow me on Twitter at ouropinions84, where you'll get a really simple breakdown of what I felt about the story, the characters, the cinematography, the score, and the wow factor, which is what I like the most about the movie.
You can also follow me on Twitter at HiRuse. You can follow us at Instagram at HiRuse, and you can also follow me on Facebook at HiRuse.